And then he told me that this year's gonna end at midnight, and there's so much stuff I don't want to do this year.
There we go. Let it all out. You know, when I get into states like this, my granny used to give me some advice.
Like what?
Well, once she told me, you can lead a horse to water, but if it throws a shoe, you didn't lace it tight enough.
You know, you're right. I'm gonna go do something about this.
Of course, my granny was seeing how long before I ever met her, but whatever floats your tote. Anyway, our next short of the evening is called The Safest Place, and it's about cars. Try figuring that one out. Away!
Chevy makes fallout shelters.
Flailing, flailing over the bounding main.
This doesn't seem very safe to me. $10 says somebody gets washed overboard. Tie down the sails and further sails. Make up your bloomin' minds. And darn. What? Ah.
Who's singing?
Sailor beware, sailor
Naked Soapy Man!
danger is near.
No kidding!
Beware, beware,
Man.
beware.
Be over there in about 5 minutes.
Oh no, oh no! Thank goodness.
Sleep in the deep, so
Oh, the view that poor soap must have. If you go any lower, you'll be in the basement.
Why is that painting up so high?
It's a boarding house for basketball players. I'm calling bull. He just used that step.
Our guest, be our guest, put our service to the test.
The ladder was just closed.
And
Did he grow a hat?
The safest place in the world. 4 million accidents resulted in the American home last year.
But we love them
How many
anyway.
narrow escapes? Nobody will ever know. Let's get out of here before somebody gets hurt.
Don Rickles is Mr. Magoo.
Here's a surprise. You'd think this would be far more dangerous than Home Sweet Home.
Hey, Barry's
But
gonna stick the
accidents
welding
seldom
torch in
happen
his mouth.
among careful workers like these fellows. Statistics show a wonderful safety record for transport planes, too. But let's get down to earth on wheels. Here is the safest place to be.
Out in the open
In
with
the modern
snipers
home
bearing
on
down on
wheels.
you.
You'll ride in a solid steel living room, and over you is a turret top roof.
Oh yes, it's a lovely car to be abducted
Under
by.
you is a rigid steel foundation
Woo!
with steering controls anchored to the frame. Knee action to keep you steady over the bumps.
Oh, yes,
and
yeah,
set you
very
down
useful,
easy in case of a blowout. Dependable brakes
Oh yes,
to
that's
stop you
lovely.
safely in every emergency.
No seatbelt, so you go
drop
flying through the
ventilation
windshield.
for
Oh
your
yes, that's
health's
very
sake.
useful. Yeah, what?
And you can have safety glass all around.
Dun dun
factory
dun dun
method
dun
of
dun
everything
dun
to
dun
make
dun
sure of
dun
the
dun
finest durable
dun dun
materials,
dun
precision
dun
workmanship,
dun
and
dun
inspectors
dun.
who check the dependability of every working mechanism.
With
and
their
every
filthy,
selected
grease-covered
part.
hands.
Every possible safeguard has been set up by traffic officers
Signs,
and
signs
highway
everywhere to
commissioners
sign.
to guide you
Let's see
safely
me
along
my
the
mind.
streets and highways. When the car leaves the factory, only one thing is needed for safety.
An Uzi!
That's a careful driver. If the manufacturer could equip every car with an automatic
Christine's
driving
grandmother.
mechanism, the car would always do just what it should do when it got out on the road.
Then crash into a semi.
With such a driving control, the car wouldn't pull away from the curb without signaling or looking back for oncoming
You
traffic.
mean it won't look back?
With such a driving control, the car would keep in line instead of weaving in and out of traffic.
And crawl along at a snail's
With such
pace.
control, it would always get into the proper lane before turning.
But we're not going to Chicago!
It would always obey boulevard stop signs.
And get rear-ended by gun
With
jumpers.
an automatic driving mechanism, the car would stop before cutting into traffic.
There goes Bonnie and Clyde.
It wouldn't pass other cars on dangerous curves. And it would always come to a stop before crossing a railroad.
It would then gain sentience and go on a murderous rampage.
Whether or not your car is the safest place depends entirely on you, the driver of the car.
We're doomed.
If you obey the traffic rules...
Go slowly, crossing drive.
If you don't hog the road...
Like this, sorry excuse for a driver.
If you don't make a secret of what you're going to do...
I'm
so the fellow
pointing at
behind you isn't
things.
up in the air. If you don't risk your life to get a second ahead at stoplights...
If you don't answer that phone while driving.
If you realize that high top speeds have been built into your motor car
And gun
to
it.
give you safety reserve at lower speeds, not so you can win the daily road race.
Do you have to yell?
If you drive safely and carefully and courteously at all times,
Someone else
you
won't.
can be sure that your living room on wheels will always be the safest place in the world.
Who do you think
for
you're
you to be.
kidding?
And floss its engine regularly.
Like a circle and a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel is never ending or beginning on an ever spinning reel. This insulting talking down brought to you by Chevy.
I don't see how this is supposed to help. I don't feel any better. Yes? Ah!
Keep your floppy mitts off my stuff.
Ah! And now I feel worse!